boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. This is Jesse with the Common Nerd, bringing you pop culture and all things nerdy through a common sense lens. And, you know, they always complain, all the detractors out there always say, all you ever do is hate on things. Rowdy. And anybody that's actually been around my channel for any length of time, or has actually sat in on my live streams that I do Monday through Friday at 11 a.m., it's one of those situations where you know that's completely not true, right? I'm cautiously optimistic about the Daredevil series out there. I think it might actually be good. We're going to find out next week. We're going to be in a watch and review party on that every Thursday night with my friend Sunker Maiden. And one of the other things that I am cautiously optimistic about is the Harry Potter series coming from HBO Max. Now, obviously, we've heard some casting rumors out there for quite a while about them doing like a black Severus Snape, but with all the fan backlash, I think that was probably something they were just testing the waters with to see how the reaction was actually going to be. I don't think that's going to come to fruition. But the other speculation that we were going over last week was, of course, who might end up playing Dumbledore. Now, as a fan of the Harry Potter books myself, I absolutely love the Dumbledore character. I am not a big fan of the movies because of the depiction of Dumbledore when he yells at Harry Potter, and also no peeves, no peace. So I, for one out there, want to see this show succeed and actually stick to the books, and they'll be actually given a whole season to be able to actually properly adapt things for this. So this is something that I'm cautiously optimistic about because, like I said, I'm not a fan of the movies. I know a lot of people love them, but there are so many major changes from the books to the movies that for me, personally, it just completely and totally destroys the narrative. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whether he was meant to or not, John Lithgow has now confirmed the fact that he will indeed be playing Dumbledore, and he let it slip while speaking to Screen Rant themselves, trying to promote one of his new movies, boys and girls. So we're going to check out the article, of course, and also go ahead and just check out the video and hear it from the man's mouth himself. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls. We just crossed 1,600. We're on our way to 17, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment in the section down below. What do you think of John Lithgow as this casting? Do you think he will be able to pull Dumbledore off properly? Are you surprised they're casting somebody who's not actually British for this role out there? Do you think John Lithgow will be able to embody the proper properties of Dumbledore that we know in the books and not the abomination we saw in the movies? Let us know what you think about all that in the comment section down below. And if you'd like to support this channel, please check out the links in the description as well. All right, we're going to get into this. We're going to get into the video here in just a second. But as you can see over here from ScreenRant.com, John Lithgow confirms casting as Dumbledore in HBO's Harry Potter. This is going to define the last chapter of my life, because obviously John Lithgow ain't no spring chicken, boys and girls. John Lithgow confirms that he will play Albus Dumbledore in the Harry Potter TV show. Following the success of 8 Warner Brothers films, J.K. Rowling's beloved book series is now set to make the jump to the small screen in a new series on HBO. Francisca Gardner will serve as showrunner for the Harry Potter TV series, but who will star in the series has remained a mystery. Last week, it was reported that Lithgow could be nearing a deal to star as Dumbledore, a role previously played by the late actors Michael Gambon and Richard Harris. In an interview with Screen Rant's Liam Crowley today to promote his new project, The Rule of Jenny Penn, Lithgow now officially confirms that he has been cast as the Hogwarts headmaster in the HBO TV's Potter series. So let's go ahead and check out the video right here. Good old Mr. Lithgow. And honestly, I love him as an actor. I think he does incredible jobs and everything I've seen him do in. I think one of the, like, obviously he was really great in Dexter. There's a lot of different projects. I've seen Third Rock from the Sun. You know, there's a lot of things that I absolutely love him. The guy does a great job. Whether or not he can pull off a proper Albus Dumbledore, well, we're gonna have to wait and see. But here it is from the man himself right here.
Yes. John, you got a lot of books back there. I'm trying to pick out if there's anything I recognize. I'm curious if you have any Harry Potters back there?
Not yet.
I do gotta ask.
Not yet. Ha 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 ha. What are you implying there, Mr. Lithgow?
The man himself. The word is Dumbledore is in your future. What can you tell me about that?
That's right.
That's right. Just casually. That's right. It's true. It's all true. I'm going to be Albus Dumbledore. That is wild. Just lets it out. I'm sure Warner Brothers did not authorize this in any way, shape, or form. I don't think this is when they wanted the announcement to happen. But hey, that's what happens when you work with individuals and you're not just some giant mind control kind of situation out there. People are going to let things slip. I mean, Tom Holland was one of the worst about that out there in the MCU. They practically would like tackle him on stage when people asked him questions. There was something I saw a little red carpet thing from the premiere at Daredevil Born Again last night of somebody asking one of the guys if they're going to return in Secret Wars, and you can literally see like the publicist grabbing him and like dragging him away. Unfortunately for Warner Brothers, there was no publicist there to tackle our dear sweet Mr. Lithgow, which considering his age probably would have been a good idea anyway.
Well, it came as a total surprise to me. I just got the phone call up at the Sundance Film Festival for yet another film. And it was not an easy decision because it's going to define me for the last chapter of my life, I'm afraid.
But it's one of those things where, the man's old, right? He's already in his 70s. So it's one of them situations, and they plan on doing this for 10 seasons, right? They plan on doing 10 seasons of this show. So I don't know if they're going to do a couple of the books, do like 2 seasons or however they're going to do that. We have no idea what the plans are and any of that kind of stuff, but this is going to go for a decade, and he is already up there in the years. So he's absolutely right. This is going to define the rest of his life. So it's understandable to be a little nervous about that kind of thing.
But I'm very excited. Some wonderful people are turning their attention back to Harry Potter.
No, I'm getting chills.
That's so awesome. I love it. I'm glad that he's excited. Now he's just got to do the research, do the work, read the books, right? Read the books, understand the character of Dumbledore, so that way we don't get the abomination that we got in the movies, right? Let's do that. Please, sir. Please, Mr. Lithgow. I know you're a very professional actor. I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever you are going to do the research. You're going to do the work. So please, sir, pick up those books and get into them as soon as you possibly can. You know what I mean? At least read the one before you start filming the season of it. You know what I mean? Like, do that much at least. But I'd imagine he's a professional. The guy's been around for a long time. And this is one of those guys, too. We've never really heard like any disparaging words about the guy. He's never been involved in a bunch of drama or nonsense. So this is just all around a positive as far as I'm concerned.
Phil's just hearing you say that because, like you said, this is a role that for you is, I haven't seen you play a character like this ever. So is this something that you're prepared to do 7 seasons for?
That's why it's been such a hard decision. I'll be about 87 years old at the wrap party.
And he says 7 seasons, right, because of the books and stuff like that. But our understanding is they're planning on doing this for like 10 seasons is what the rumor mill has been floating us for a while. That's why I'm referencing that.
To Harry Potter.
No, I'm getting chills just hearing you say that because, like you said, this is a role that for you is, I haven't seen you play a character like this ever. So is this something that you're prepared to do 7 seasons for?
That's why it's been such a hard decision. I'll be about 87 years old at the wrap party. I don't know about this, but I've said yes.
There you go. He said yes. He has said yes. And that is awesome. And he's right. He is going to be old. This is going to be like the defining thing of his career out there. This is going to be the last thing people are going to remember him for, especially if this series is good. And if this series is good as we hope it will end up being, which please, Lord in heaven on high, say the same. Let it be good. Let it be a faithful adaptation of the books that we can all love and cherish and share with our children and everything else. In Jesus Christ's name, I pray. Amen. But literally, like, this is one of those things I really, really want them to get this right. I really, really want them to get this right. So please, so much. So Lithgow's comments make him the first actor to be confirmed for the Harry Potter TV show's cast. It's possible that he wasn't supposed to share this news just yet, given how quiet HBO has been on casting reports thus far. Yeah, no, he wasn't supposed to say this. But and I guarantee you, as soon as this thing went public, his publicist got a phone call. Okay, it's like emails were sent, phone calls were made, text messages were sent, like, okay, now we know who's going to be the leaker in the series. We got to keep him under wraps now. But it speaks to how development on the series is going behind the scenes. The show is currently targeting a release in late 2026 for early 2027, and HBO has confirmed that filmmaking on the episodes will begin summer 2025 at Warner Brothers Studios Leavesden in the UK. So I imagine we're going to have a summer full of leaks when it comes to a lot of the Harry Potter stuff. And boys and girls, make sure you're subscribed because I will definitely be covering this. This is one of those ones I'm excited about, just like all the stuff I covered with Daredevil Born Again. Why I'm excited about this. I think this might actually end up being good. Please, Lord in heaven, let this be good. With Lithgow now having broken the seal, so to speak, it's possible that more casting announcements will follow in the weeks ahead. So far, it's been reported that Papa Isudu has been eyed to play Severus Snape. Yeah, like I said, that one we don't think is actually going to go anywhere. And confirmation of this could arrive in the near future. That would be Harry Potter DOA. In the current climate right now, you're not going to get away with race swapping any of these characters out there, and you don't need to. Honestly, for the Harry Potter series, especially for England of the 90s, it's very diverse. You've got Asians, you've got African Americans. I don't remember any Mexicans, but it's England. I don't really blame my people for not going there. It's cold and rainy and wet, and they don't even have any good spices. But seriously, you don't need to do that kind of stuff. Who will play the main trio of Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, and Ron Weasley has so far remained a mystery, but the show's reportedly put out a wide casting call for younger characters, meaning the actors may not be recognizable names. So obviously they go on to talk about all the other kind of stuff, talking about the high bar set by the 8 core films, how these guys are really going to want to try to stick to the source material as much as possible, and so far they're saying all of the right things. And what we have said, what everybody in the fellowship and what everybody with common sense left in their head has been saying for a while, the success or the failure of this this series, at least initially, will be all about its casting, ladies and gentlemen. And if the casting is not spot on, if they try to do a race swap nonsense or a gender swap nonsense, this thing will be DOA in the current climate. Don't believe me? Look at Dungeons and Dragons Den of Thieves, right? I have some friends of mine that I trust absolutely that went and saw that movie. They loved it. They thought it was great. It wasn't woke at all. But guess what? The marketing around that movie was nothing but agenda-driven nonsense over and over again. And it financially failed at the box office. And if that's not enough of an example for you, look at the entire video game industry right now. Star Wars Outlaws, Concord. Look at all the kind of disastrous dumpster fires they are. So HBO and Warner Brothers need to make the right decisions and not try to pull and fall into any of those kind of plot BS nonsense they did. You shelved Batgirl for a reason. Warner Brothers, make smart decisions and give us a good casting that is representative of what the books show, and also give us the beautiful adaptation we properly need. And now that we know we've got John Lithgow on board as Dumbledore, I, for one, boys and girls, have even more cautiously optimistic because I think he can pull off an excellent Dumbledore. But at the end of the day, we will have to wait and see. But as of right now, we've got one casting confirmed, and that's a hell of a good start, ladies and gentlemen.